Hello, today I'm going to be comparing high-speed rail versus air travel and the future of long-distance transportation. As globalization has increased, the need for long-distance travel has also increased. Air travel currently dominates the field, but HSR, high-speed rail, is a rising alternative. This presentation will compare both modes of transportation based on the following criteria: environmental impact, cost, infrastructure, and passenger experience. So, environmental sustainability and energy efficiency. So, airplanes contribute about 2.5% of global emissions. It's one of the highest carbon emitters in the world. HSR, on the other hand, emits up to 90% less CO2 per passenger kilometer than air travel, making HSR a way better option for the environment. When it comes to energy, HSR uses 0.35 megajoules per passenger kilometer, while air travel uses 1.3 megajoules per passenger kilometer. As you can see from the graph here, HSR uses way less energy per passenger kilometer than air travel, making it a way better option. Infrastructure and operating cost. Infrastructure and operating costs. Both modes of transportation require massive amounts of investment. HSR can be very expensive up front. With California's ongoing HSR project, it's estimated to cost somewhere between $89 to $128 billion. And France's existing TGV is estimated to have cost $9 to $16 billion. On the other hand, with airports, regional airports can cost around $100 to $500 million. And for international airports, it's somewhere between $1 to $20 billion, depending on the size. So as you can see from the graph, airports definitely can cost cheaper, but you have to consider that that's only one airport, while an entire HSR system has to go through multiple stops in a region. Also, the California HSR project is much more expensive than the usual cost of a project in places like Europe, Japan, China, you name it. But I included it as an example of a prominent HSR project in the US. So, speed and passenger convenience. So flights can reach speeds of 550 to 600 miles per hour. HSR can reach speeds of 200 to 357 miles per hour. So air travel is definitely way faster. But for distances of 200 to 600 miles, HSR can be competitive when accounting for things like airport security, delays in flights, and boarding time. HSR fares are also generally lower, so for passengers traveling in that 200 to 600 miles trip, it may be a better option for them to consider using HSR over air travel. So economic and technological feasibility. There are other factors that affect HSR systems more than they do for air travel. When it comes to technology, HSR is very competitive with air travel with things like maglev trains, automated systems, and smart signaling. However, there are other challenges when it comes to how feasible HSR is in places. Things like population density needs to be taken into account. On top of that, there needs to be way more effort into urban planning. While it is true that constructing an airport also requires planning, having a train track run through multiple densely populated cities requires way more planning and effort. These things make it very hard to get HSR projects started. So HSR in the US. So HSR in the US is very behind other developed nations. The reason for this is legacy infrastructure that can't support high-speed rail. For example, Amtrak's Northeast Corridor has a lot of sharp curves, decaying tunnels, bridges, and overhead power lines. These things make it not possible to transition the track to an HSR, high-speed rail. Another factor is high cost, which was shown previously. There are also policies that require federally funded infrastructure to be manufactured domestically. and the US simply lacks the industry to support this. Another factor is also lobbying from currently already existing industries. Before I conclude, I want to briefly look over the public response regarding HSR versus air travel from the public survey I conducted. When asked what they value most when choosing between how to travel, people focused more on time and cost and convenience rather than things like environmental impact. Uh, this could make sense as consumers are probably not thinking about things that don't directly impact them, but this also means that this isn't a factor when considering HSR or air travel. 50% or over 50% of respondents said they are somewhat likely or very likely to use HSR if they were available. This shows real potential for HSR that people may prefer it if it's actually accessible and affordable. The biggest complaint when it comes to air travel was cost, and the biggest complaint for HSR was longer travel times than flying. So the public seems open to change, and this tells us that investment in HSR could actually meet people's needs better in the long run. Now for my recommendation. So in conclusion, both air travel and HSR have their place. Air travel is indispensable for long distances and international travel, but for medium to long distance trips, HSR is clearly the better option. It's cleaner, quieter, more energy efficient, and generally more pleasant to ride. If governments commit to serious investment, similar to the interstate highway systems or airport expansion in the past how many years, HSR could realistically become a mainstay of national transportation in about 20 to 30 years. This shift won't happen overnight, but it starts with prioritization. If governments act now, it could lay the tracks, literally and figuratively, for a more efficient and sustainable travel future.